Now, a storm has erupted after the outgoing CEO of Eskom gave a no-holds-barred interview on eNCA. De Ruyter said there was evidence suggesting that ANC members are planning to siphon off money from an $8.5 billion US dollar climate finance deal offered by wealthy nations to help South Africa move to cleaner energy as part of the so-called just transition. When asked if Eskom was a feeding trough for the ANC, he replied, "I would say the evidence suggests that it is." About a day later, Eskom announced that De Ruyter would be resigning early. He will be leaving with immediate effect over a month early. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan has slammed De Ruyter for meddling in politics instead of focusing on ending load shedding. Meanwhile, the former member of the African National Congress and MKMVA spokesperson Niehaus officially launching an organization today called the African Radical Economic Transformation Alliance. So let's discuss both these issues. We're joined by political analyst Sandile Swana. Sandile, great to have you with us as always. People are commenting that a CEO who resigned has now been fired. What does Eskom's reaction say to you? Because it does look like Eskom, immediately after that interview, said, if you're speaking out like this, we want you gone.
Yes, the comments by De Ruyter, in the first instance, are in keeping with the character of Eskom as we have known it. The previous chairperson of Eskom, Jabu Mabuza, who is late now, said at the Zondo Commission that the center, the main theater of corruption and state looting and state capture was Eskom. Coincidentally, in my own experience, I went to interview much earlier, even before the Zondo Commission, to interview the acting chief procurement officer at National Treasury for South Africa as a whole. And there we discovered that 15 to 40% of the procurement budget of South Africa disappears into non-value adding activities, including corruption and wrongful. And he said to me, acting chief procurement officer at the time, if he were to be asked to prioritize a place where to go and reduce the wasteful expenditure, the non-value adding expenditure, it would have been at Eskom. So the comments by De Ruyter at a minimum are actually consistent with the character of Eskom itself. They are also consistent with the character of the ANC relative to its behavior concerning Eskom and financial controls more generally.
To me, what's really important here is that he's saying it's going on right now under our noses. It's not historical. It's not the Zondo Commission looking at what happened in the past. Let's look at how the ANC has responded. I mean, we'll talk about Fikile Mbalula, but Pravin Gordhan, the minister, said what's important here is that any CEO of any entity should not be involved in open political debate or assertions. They should keep their political views private. But he's not making a political statement. He's suggesting crime. Do you agree?
No, there is a part. Well, first of all, maybe let's take it step by step. The loosening of controls over the $8.5 billion, that is not a political statement. It is a political party that is loosening controls in order to steal the money. So he's identifying a party. That party could have been a company, it could have been a private individual, but it so happened that it's a political party. So that is not a political discussion. It's a discussion about strengthening controls inside of Eskom to protect resources there. That's not a but there is a part where De Ruyter jumped into politics, where he started to say people call each other comrades, people are driven by Leninist, Marxist ideologies and so on and so forth, which were last seen in East Germany, this, that, and the other. Now, that is an irrelevant and inconsequential political discussion that was not even relevant to the matter, and it doesn't change anything in terms of the value of what De Ruyter said. It doesn't reduce the value of what he said.
So he could have stuck to the facts and the evidence that crime or corruption is still alive and well at Eskom.
Yes, your point is pertinent, because from 2017, prior to the ANC conference, the many billionaires and multimillionaires in South Africa and the likes of Gwede Mantashe were pushing the agenda that a person who's going to clean up the corruption that had been operating under the Zuma Ramaphosa presidency, where Ramaphosa was the deputy president and Zuma the president, that Ramaphosa himself is now going to be an angel overnight and start cleaning up the corruption that had been busy together with Zuma. And that has not yet happened till today. It has worsened at Eskom, and Eskom is in danger of ceasing to exist as a direct result of crime and corruption, as well as cadre deployment, which Cyril Ramaphosa chaired under the Zuma presidency.
Let's look at the ANC Secretary General, Fikile Mbalula. He's called De Ruyter a naysayer and right-wing. He says the claims are baseless, and he suggested that this is a CEO who was a failure and is trying to divert attention away. Is this the ANC being reactionary, being opposed to any sort of opposition or anybody who speaks truth to power, or does he have a point?
Well, Balula is there as a political bouncer and a political bodyguard of both the ANC and of Ramaphosa. So he's doing his job and firing at random in the general direction where he suspects the Ruyter might be. And there's nothing of substance that Fikile Mbalula has said. The fact that the Ruyter has failed is a given, it's not beyond dispute. But my position on that question has been that nobody will ever solve the problem at Eskom for as long as the ANC is in power. So we are wasting time. I don't care whether Bill Gates or any other person who comes to be CEO of Eskom, you are going there to waste your time for as long as the ANC is in power.
Yeah, people have said, what if Elon Musk was there? How would he fare? All right, let's talk about something else before we let you go. Carl Niehaus has launched an NPO, which he says will be a political party in future. He was actually there with some people today at the launch. Would you call him a one-man band? Or could he actually be involved in restoring some strength to the whole radical economic transformation movement?
I don't think today I would dismiss Carl Niehaus or any other person who breaks away from the ANC. We've seen ATM, the Zungulas of this world. We've seen ABC, I think it's called ABC, Mavundla, who saved the ANC from losing the metro in Durban. So there are pockets of ANC supporters who are forming their own little parties on the side, weakening the support of the ANC as the main body significantly in the process of doing that. So all that, there's a minimum number of votes that Carl Niehaus has got to get. Voila, he's got a seat in Parliament.
All right, thank you for your views as always, political analyst Sandile Swana.
Thank you.